get our hands on this thing and see what we got.
We definitely had them all around us. I'm talking literally all around us.
How the emotions starting to set in. Unbelievable.
Down to the wire.
He's coming in. Thank you.
This week on Double Lung Outdoors, we're going to be up in Pennsylvania at Gsell's Whitetails. Brought my son Brandon up here, and then Jeron, the producer of the show, his son Rucker is going to join us. Been up here many times in the past, and they were known for just giant, non-typical whitetail. A couple of years ago, Nick and Des decided that they were going to try to start growing big typical. So they've switched up their processes. We were here last year. We're back this year to see the progress. And so far, what we've seen is unbelievable.
So a few weeks ago, my dad came up to me and asked, "Hey Rucker, do you want to go to Gsell's Whitetails?" And I said, "Of course I do." We woke up super early. Ollie met us at our house. We drove out.
And Brandon and I flew into Baltimore. We get here to the lodge. The lodge is very nice. It sits up on a hill, looks over some mountain ranges.
When I got here, all I saw was gyros, deer sheds, statues. Then when I got into that actual lodge, there was these giant mounts of deer, mountain lion, elk, pretty much everything that I like.
I'm Nick Baird, ranch manager at Gsell's Whitetails. When we have hunters come in, we want everybody to feel like this is home to them, and we're running smaller groups. If you can put 4 people together, you'll have the whole ranch to yourself. We feel that way we can take care of you and accommodate you in better ways than having people packed in on top of each other.
There's plenty of bedrooms, there's plenty of space. The meals are phenomenal. Basically, it's just an awesome place. We enjoy coming here, and we hope you guys enjoy the show.
So I came out here, saw this big white deer. He's all white, his rack's huge, and I just never imagined seeing a deer like that in person.
We're really looking for that big mainframe typical deer. We've changed our breeding programs. We're actually breeding with a solid white buck that we call Ghost Rider. The buck is now a 4-year-old deer.
If you see a white deer in the 140s, 150s, that's like a huge white deer. I've never seen one any bigger than that.
This year, if I have to guess him, he's going to be somewhere in the 260, 270 range. He's a mainframe, typical 7x7 with a few kickers on him. Then our next buck is TCB. He is a mainframe 10 with Fort G2s. He has a few little kickers around the bottom. Last year as a 3-year-old, he was a 272. This year, he's probably pushing 280. Then the other buck we have is Black 6. He's actually a buck that we purchased as a 2-year-old. He exploded on us. He started out at 226, and now he is actually over 300, probably 35 inches wide. But these are the type of deer we're trying to get, that big frame. We want our hunters to be in the blind, and when that deer walks out, you sit up and be like, wow. You know, that's the kind of deer I'm looking for. We want that wow factor. We have a great staff here. Our cook prepares just tremendously good meals. Our guides are all knowledgeable and well trained. We take care of your animal from caping, skinning, to quartering, getting your meat ready to go. We have shipping. If you're out of Texas or Louisiana, we're able to ship stuff to a taxidermist down there, and we get it there. But we're just trying to make this place a turnkey thing. You come in here and have a good time, and you don't have to worry about anything. You know, you get yourself here and we'll take care of everything from there. Even working with a meat market to make it where the meat can be processed and shipped to you. We're really striving to make Gsell's the #1 whitetail ranch in America.
So this is really a phenomenal place. The breeder bucks that they've brought in here and the program that they've changed to. If you guys are interested in hunting big whitetail, especially a white deer, you might want to be reaching out to Gsell's Whitetails in Pennsylvania.
This segment is brought to you by Talent Roofing, quality roofing since 1987. Apple Cracker, supercharged deer feed. Alamo Precision Rifles, the best rifles on this side of the Pecos.
We're at Gsell's Whitetails, my first night out, and I'm hoping I can kill a big buck.
First evening hunt, we went out with Rucker and got to see Rucker in action. We went to a place called the Cabin. It's an old hunting cabin that was on the property way back in the day. It's not a real big place, a cinder block building type thing, and they've got it set up as a blind.
It's about 6 o'clock. We haven't seen any deer yet, but it's about time for them to start rolling in.
Unfortunately, we only had one good buck come in, and it was just too late to make a shot on him.
So, out here in the blind, it was a slow evening. We had a typical deer come in. I really didn't want to shoot it. We'll try it tomorrow. So last night, it was kind of slow. We only got one typical buck in. So we're going to switch blinds and fingers crossed we can get a big buck in. So we're set up in the spot. There's a lot of hardwoods around us. It's chilly outside. Sun still hasn't came up yet. So we're just going to sit here and wait for a little while. So right now, we have a 3-year-old and another buck that's really nice. It's not the buck we're after. The one I'm after is usually running around with this deer, so fingers crossed we can get it. So we had 2 deer walk in, not quite what we're looking for. So we're going to head back to the lodge, eat breakfast, and then head back out. The first hunt this morning didn't go according to plan. The buck that we wanted didn't come in. So we're going to go do a spot and stalk, and we're hoping to go get a big buck. So we were seeing deer when we were driving. We found this really nice one we want. My heart stopped for a beat. Got off, did a little bit of a stalk. Smoked him. Dropped him.
Oh, you did a good shot.
Got him.
You got him. Good job, buddy. You got him. You dropped him right there. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy.
Rucker was able to put a shot on a nice buck on a spot and stalk hunt. Very cool, exciting. Exciting to see Rucker get what he came here for.
Okay, so we just shot the buck we've been after. Let's go check this deer out. So this is my first out-of-state hunt. Back home I shot some pretty big whitetail, squirrels, turkey, but coming down here shooting whitetail just feels different. He's perfect. We're out here at Gsell's Whitetails. Paul invited me over. So we drove out here from Ohio. We have me, my dad, our cameraman Ollie. So when I came out here, I expected it to be just like home, but it's nothing like that. There's a lot of ferns. This buck was actually a really tricky buck to get. The first day we got here, we got out ones in a blind. Things really didn't go our way. So the next day we got out in a blind in the morning, and then we just didn't get a buck that we wanted to shoot in. So we decided this afternoon we would go do a spot and stalk, and this is what happened. So I want to thank our guide Sean and everybody else out here at Gsell's Whitetails. This one's for Double Lung TV. I want to thank everybody out here at Gsell's, everybody on Double Lung for having me out on the show, and this is a memory I'll never forget.
As far as the way we hunt here, we can accommodate anything as far as crossbows, bows, rifles, muzzle loaders. We have turned Gsell's into a hunt. It is not a drive through the park by any means. One of the things that we've done here is the property's big, and we have rough terrain here, and we want to keep our deer spread apart. So we put actual water troughs up on the ridges, and it has really done very well for us. The deer don't concentrate in the bottom where our main water source was, and it spreads our deer out. It also reduces our fighting and death loss into that area. You won't just drive in and have deer running all over you. You're going to actually hunt this place. So if you're looking to book a hunt, you can give me a call on my cell phone. It is 936-661-8036. And please come by and see us at the Dallas or Houston Safari Club show. We would love to see you there.
This segment is brought to you by Reveal Cellular Camera, always in the game. Dillon Manufacturing, fiberglass deer blinds. B3 Archery, built the best, by the best, for the best.
Hello, I'm Brandon McCombs. I was invited up here by Paul to come join him and Double Lung Outdoors. So my first day here, went out with Ollie and we went out and sat in the blind. I really wanted to use it as an observation sit just to see what the property provided. Didn't really have an idea in mind of what I was looking for. You know, just wanted to see what presented itself and get a lay of the land, look at the property, and get a good idea for how the weekend's going to unfold.
So the first evening I was hunting with Rucker, Brandon had went with Ollie over to another blind with Ty. He was their guide. And man, they were covered up in deer. So Brandon was covered up in deer over there. He wasn't sure about whether or not he wanted to shoot on the first night. We're here for a few days, so he held off. So we called it an evening, came in for a good meal.
So day two, we went back to the same blind because we were covered up the night before with all different types of large whitetail deers.
This is our first morning out at Gsell Whitetails. We had 2 bucks already this morning. They've already wandered off for the day, so we're going to sit tight and see what else happens. So we're back in the same blind tonight as we were last night. We had several great bucks come in last night. If any one of those come in tonight, we should see some action.
We were all pretty excited to see him come in because he was on the hit list from the night before. So there was also some other larger deer there that were different from the night before. So it was good to see other deer this property provides. So it was another awesome evening in the blind, and couldn't wait to see what the third day had in store for us. This morning we went to a different stand and just wanted to see what other areas of the property had in store, and we actually had a very nice deer come in about 20 yards. Then we had 2 other deer come in. We watched them for the majority of the time. They wouldn't come in quite to my shooting range. They stayed out to about 65, 70 yards. So I wasn't really comfortable pulling the trigger on one of them. That rolled into a kind of an afternoon hunt. We wanted to do more of a spot and stalk style. So on the way out after lunch, we had located a deer that we actually fell in love with. So definitely wanted to go see if we can get our hands on them. So Ollie and I jumped out of the buggy and proceeded into the woods and tried to get the drop on them. We finally found another buck. He happened to be bedded down for the day, and we snuck up on him. He was facing the opposite direction, so we were able to sneak in pretty tight on him. So I thought he was about to bust on us, so I took a shot as fast as possible.
Gonna have to give him some time, and then we'll go in there and track him. Hopefully he doesn't go too far.
We backed out to give him some time, allowed him to bed down. We gathered the rest of the group at the lodge to come help track. Got on a good blood trail and was able to locate him about 75 yards away from the initial shot. He's right here.
We're up here at Gsell's Whitetails in Pennsylvania, hunting some giant whitetails. Brought my son Brandon here up on this trip. We've had a great time.
Was able to get in about 20-yard shot. He ran about 75 yards, so.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you, Paul.
buck.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank Paul for the initial invite and Gsell's Whitetails for actually the opportunity to take a buck of a lifetime for me. So I want to thank everybody that's been involved in this journey for me. Hopefully one day in the future I get to come back and enjoy it again.
This segment is brought to you by Elite Archery, makers of the world's most shootable bows. Kuiu, the most advanced mountain hunting clothing and equipment on earth. Clay Gully Outfitters, Florida's premier hunting and fishing facility. This segment is brought to you by Fox Pro, high performance game calls. Eberly Stock, our favorite hunting pack. Vortex Optics, the force of optics.
The ones we're looking for are a little bit non-typical stuff that they've had here in the past that they're wanting to get off of here. They've changed their herd going typical. This is our second year up here talking about this, and it's amazing. Hope we get one this morning. Wish us luck. All right, so we're in the blind. We pulled up. We'd seen a couple of deer when Nick was dropping us off. He's put some corn and apples out up the road here in front of us. Hopefully it'll be a pretty busy morning. We get in our blind, and we're not in there long. The light hadn't even come up well, and I could see a shadow or a movement down by the feeder. There was a nice 10-point buck come in there to feed. Light came up. We got to look at him. He was a really nice buck. It wasn't long. There was a deer come up from behind, and he wasn't in there maybe 5 minutes or so, and that other buck decided it wanted to test him. And at first he kind of cowered down, and then next thing we know, man, they're in a fight.
He's pushed him right to us.
That one buck pushed that other buck probably 50 yards towards us. We got a really good look at him. And man, I got excited. That fight was on. Everything was happening so fast. I decided I wanted to take that buck. Well, it took off to the right and went down in a draw, and I couldn't see him.
The bigger buck that we thought was going to handle that one got pushed around pretty good. He pushed him off here to the right. He's actually walking right towards us. We might get a shot on him. He's right through there.
Could see the tips of his horns down in there, and he's moving around down in the creek bottom. And
there he is, behind that rock, moving left. I think he's gonna come up over here to the left.
the deer that got beat up, he's down this creek over here. If he comes up, we're gonna take him.
He's at 49. Ready? He's down. Whew. We just smoked one at 49 yards.
Man, we had these two bucks out here going at it, fighting. And the one that we thought was gonna win it, man, he was a big boy. Pretty much got stomped. He went down the creek bed over here, and we decided to go ahead and take him. We waited, and he comes up at 49 yards. And we smoked him. Man, Gsell's Whitetails is where it's at. Big whitetail. Come to Pennsylvania, talk to Nick. Pretty exciting here at Gsell's. They got a lot of deer here. It's hard to choose which one you want, but I think we've scored on a really massive, awesome deer. Can't thank the guys up here at Gsell's enough. I think we're gonna go over and get our hands on him, see what he looks like. All right, man, we're here at Gsell's Whitetails, Pennsylvania. I've been hunting up here for many years with these guys. Good friend of mine from my hometown owns it. We came up here to hunt some non-typical deer. They're flipping this thing to straight typicals, giant typicals. You've seen in the show some of the breeder bucks that they have up here. You guys need to reach out to these folks here at Gsell's Whitetails. Nick Baird, he'll take good care of you. They treat you like family. When you arrive here, everything is first class, the meals, the lodging. It's a sanctuary to come hunt giant whitetail, and you will have a great time. Bring your family and enjoy yourself. That's what it's all about. We've had a great time up here at Gsell's Whitetails in Pennsylvania. Their deer program is phenomenal. This is a family environment. If you're looking for a place to come either with clients, friends, family, you want to bring your kids up here and have a good time, this is the place to come. They love having families in here. Thank you guys for watching Double Lung Outdoors. Brandon, Rucker, and I have had an awesome time. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show.